So, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. My name is, Christopher told you, is Kay Osberg, and I write short bits that are real stories from my childhood. And this one is called The Bed. My mother was not much of a bargain hunter, but a few years back she made the greatest buy of her life. She bid on the last item in a New Hampshire estate sale. It was a huge bed frame with a 6-foot scrolled headboard. She got it for 50 cents. When she got it home and my father looked at it tied on top of our station wagon, he said, "It's a monstrosity." But he added, "But who can argue with 50 cents? Pure cherry wood," my mother kept muttering, "pure cherry wood." Some years later, my mother decided we needed a new bedroom rug. The rug under the bed was in bad shape with ripped plastic backing and holes. So Mom and the 3 girls rushed out, we always rushed, to buy a new discount rug. Then me at 12, Alice at 8, Cindy at 4, all hoofed the rolled rug through the snow and upstairs to a corner of our parents' bedroom, just in time for my parents to rush out to dinner. Now, as we recovered from hauling the rug, we realized we had nothing to do. We had done everything. We even played hide and seek with the hamster, which ran right under the radiator and had to be coaxed out with a piece of lettuce. Just then, suddenly it hit me. "Hey, I have the best plan." Alice looked at me and said, "No way, no how, no way." "But Alice," I pleaded, "we need you." "Right. Remember when you got us to paint Mr. Bush's shed for a playhouse and we left it half done? Remember when you told me it would be great fun if I slid off the garage roof into a pile of snow? Remember when you got me to jump off the 4th level of an Olympic diving platform? Remember when, okay, it's all true. Then I asked Cindy if she wanted to help. She grinned and said, "Okay," happily. "See?" I pleaded with Alice. "Cindy agrees." Alice looked at Cindy in her grubby pants and old sweatshirt and the red ring around her chapped lips, which she constantly licked during the winter, and said, Alice said, "You must be kidding if you think I'll be influenced by this 4-year-old. With Alice out, some would say it would be time to abandon the plan, but not me. "All right, it's you and me, Cindy. What we're going to do is put the new carpet under the bed. Mom and Dad are going to love it." "Good luck," said Alice as she leaned her shoulder against the wall, crossed her arms, and stayed to watch. The bed was heavy, but Cindy and I knew we were up to it. She squatted deeply, put her hands squarely in the middle of the sideboard, grimaced, and lifted it about 3 inches. There were ominous, loud creaks and cracking noises. I hauled the old bed from under the headboard just a second before Cindy dropped the bed frame centimeters from my hand. I was beginning to question our plan. As we watched it more, the 6-foot cherry wood headboard began to slowly unhook from one sideboard and fall backwards. Now I thought, this is really not good. Al shrieked and ran behind the headboard to hold it up, all the while muttering, "You and your, this is a wreck, coming up with this harebrained scheme." It didn't matter, because if anyone broke the bed, all of us would share the punishment. After flailing around and all of us holding weight beyond normally possible, I managed to shove the 2 hooks back into the headboard frame, using my shoe as a hammer. Then I said, "Now everybody, let go and move back slowly." We did, and the bed stood, a miracle. Now, all we had to do was get the new carpet down. Cindy looked at me with tears, and Alice with an expression that would boil water, but with encouraging curses, I managed to get us to the final steps. We shared some mutual appreciation for what we'd done before we looked at the situation a little bit more soberly. We knew the bed was unstable, so we decided to wait up for our parents to find out if it would break when they sat down, and if so, what our fate would be. An hour later, we were all draped across my bed, half asleep when my parents came home. We instantly woke up. I cracked my door open. After my parents went into their room, my father opened his door and said to the crack in my door, "We'll discuss this rug business after dinner tomorrow." We'd had almost a full day to sweat before the discussion. After dinner, my father asked what happened. Cindy jumped up and said, "We did it. We got the carpet down." She continued acting out graphic moments of the event, involving phrases like, "almost fell and I lifted it up. And it creaked over and over and over again, and we did it all for you because we knew you would be happy." Alice and I tried to stop Cindy with pointed glances and attempts to get her back in her seat by saying things like, "Cindy, sit down. They don't want to hear all this." Well, my parents did want to hear all about it, and we told them. And they asked most pointed questions about where we'd gotten our idea. Well, after all that grilling, my father let us off with 1 week grounding and dire threats about what would happen if any further damage was done to house property. In fact, it was a full 2 weeks before any great brand new schemes were hatched.